again, of course, again on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and I don't know where else my office tells me to go, but that's where we are. So today we're going to answer your questions on US family immigration. And of course, any other questions that pop up in your heads, let me know what questions you have and we will address them. So let's start first with a couple of things. So, any questions you guys have about US immigration, just feel free to put them in. Once, please, not more than once, and then we'll address them. So sorry about you guys over there on YouTube, Facebook. I'm looking at TikTok. There is more chat going on there. Not that I'm ignoring you, all right? So generally speaking, people ask, so what are my options? How can I come to the United States? So there are 186 different visa types, okay? 186 of them. Of course, that involves temporary, permanent options, mostly temporary for various members, categories, and so on. So let's talk about, generally speaking, how does someone get permanent residency in the US? And this is very, very, very general, okay? Main sources, main ways to obtain residency in the United States. One is green card lottery. Okay. Every year, if your country is not excluded from it, you can apply for a permanent residency through that lottery. If you get selected, then you get an opportunity to really apply for the green card. Second option is asylum. If you are already in the United States, then you can apply for asylum, assuming you have suffered persecution or you have fear to return back to your country. Okay. Third one is employment-based. If you have an employer who is willing to petition for you, or you are highly qualified, of exceptional and extraordinary ability, and you can petition for yourself, then yes, you can also apply for employment-based immigration. Otherwise, you need an employer to sponsor you. And for those who are always asking, no, we cannot help you find a job. We can help you once you do have a job offer and the employer is willing to sponsor you. Okay, we get that question quite a bit, and that's okay, because in other parts of the world, their immigration lawyers are able to do that. So they wouldn't know how necessarily it works in the United States, okay? So we discussed green card lottery, we discussed asylum, we discussed employment-based. There is another option that says it's based on investment. And for permanent residency purposes, we're talking 800,000 or more. And then we are talking about family options. And that is, if you are married to a US citizen or permanent resident, you are the parent of a child or a child of the same, and a few other humanitarian options that I'm not going to get into right now, such as victim of a crime, victim of trafficking, either labor or sex trafficking, Violence Against Women's Act. That also applies to men as well. Okay, special immigrant, juvenile. There are many, many other humanitarian options, but these are generally someone's options when they want to immigrate to the United States to live here permanently. Okay, so let's see some questions here before I go into more detail, and let's see what else we can address. Now, if you guys place the question once, just leave it only once, okay? If I see it more than once, I really will not address it. Can I travel to Mexico to vacation before my oath ceremony on July 18th? Yes, you can, but you will need to explain, you will need to disclose that to the officer when you go to your interview. Now, I do not know how much travel you have had outside the United States during the eligibility period, either 3 years or 5 years, depending on your particular case, okay? And if this short trip that you're going to vacation, have fun, okay? This short trip, if that's going to put you over the limit or under the limit, but assuming it's just a regular vacation and you've done that once or twice a year for a couple of weeks, you should be fine with no issues, okay? Okay, Fernie, my attorney really, okay, I don't know. They had to wait 2 months to translate my EAD renewal document. Okay, there is nothing to translate on a renewal document. So I don't understand what exactly they had to translate. You were already renewing. You should have had already all the document. They sent it out 11 days after my EAD expired, when I filled everything in February. That's not a problem. It will not affect your work permit or anything, okay? Is your employer giving you issue? Because even the employer cannot give you an issue as long as you present the receipt to them. So it's really not an issue. On the other one, I'm wondering what they had to translate, because for a renewal, they already have everything else. So it just, something there doesn't make sense, okay? And just because you fill out everything for the attorney, okay, doesn't mean the attorney is going to file it immediately. Most clients don't even end on the actual work process until we receive all the documents, because we would have to redo the work over and over and over and over many, many, many times. Every single time the client provides a document. So yeah, 2 months makes no sense, because usually a document gets translated overnight. But the fact that they submitted it 11 days after your EAD expired makes zero difference in your case at all, regardless of what basis your employment is based on. Clovetta wants to know, how about the church filing? How about the church filing? Usually the church can sponsor you for an R1, which is a religious filing, okay? And that is a temporary option. And after that, after you've been there for a while, they can sponsor you for permanent residency. But what about it? Prakash, if your case denies, and I did guardian case in New York, and after green card, I can join Army, can I do anything? I don't know what you're asking me. You said you did guardian case in New York. Do you have SIJS? What kind of guardian case do you have in New York? And why would your case be denied? Because if you did the guardian case and you do have the predicate order from the court, then there is no reason for them to deny your application. However, after you do get the green card, yes, you can join the Army with your real parents. Okay, so you did guardian case with your real parents. I don't know what that entails. What's a guardian case in New York? What does that do for you? Okay, doesn't tell me anything. Miguel, after I-485 is approved, how long will it take for the green card to arrive? You should have your green card between 2 to 6 weeks after your 485 was approved. Congratulations if you got it, okay? All right, let's see. Can I travel with no status to South Carolina for my daughter's Army graduation? Oh boy. Okay, so here's the thing. You traveling to South Carolina, even without status, assuming you're already in the United States, generally speaking, no issue, okay? Should you go by plane? No, you shouldn't. Should you drive? Not unless you have a valid driver's license. If you have no status, have somebody drive you, okay? Don't go to one of those states that, such as Florida, okay, where the person who drives an illegal immigrant, because that's what you're considered, unfortunately, under the law, over state lines could be charged with alien smuggling and alien transport over state lines. So be careful with that. That's not even your biggest problem. Your biggest problem is your daughter's Army graduation. You may not even be allowed to enter the base to go to her graduation. When you say graduation, you mean she finished basic training, right? So you will not probably be allowed to enter because you do not have a valid ID, okay, that would allow you to go on a federal property, okay? So, and I wouldn't do it either. I would not go on a federal property, okay? I just submitted my K1 I-129. What comes next? How long should I wait for the next step? So K1s, okay, I-129F, not I-129. It's I-129F. That alone could take anywhere between 2 months, which is the most recent one that we got, and about 11 to 12 months. I do have a couple of cases that are still pending there. But what we see on average is less than 6 months right now. After the I-129F is approved, it gets sent to the National Visa Center, and they will schedule the interview at the consulate, okay? And then the consulate takes about, including everything and all the processing that needs to happen, between 3 and 6 weeks. Peace. How long to wait before filing after having to wait before filing after having been married to a US citizen in the US? Well, it depends. Why would you wait? There is no reason to wait. Why do you need to wait? Now, depending on your situation, and some people may want to wait, you may want to delay. How long you need to delay, how long you have to delay, really depends on your situation. Normally, there is no reason to wait at all, okay? Once you're married, you're married, okay? If you have concerns, guys, when you don't understand the basics of some of these applications, not even the basics, and this is not about you, Peace, at all, okay? When you don't understand the basics of things that need to be done, or you go by what your friend or your cousin told you to do, that is when you need to see an immigration attorney, okay? You don't have to see me, it's fine. But you should contact an experienced immigration attorney, have a consultation, talk to them, see what they advise you to do. If you don't want to hire, that's fine, but you really should talk to an immigration attorney, okay? You really need to know your options. You need to know your timeline, the costs, what are the pros and cons for every single option. You may have more than one option, okay? And that you don't even know about, okay? Sadly, some people go for the consultation, and the next time I hear from them, it's a year and a half later, after they engaged a notario or a paralegal, okay? And I cannot even undo the damage that was done in most cases. And sometimes I can, but it's going to cost the client significantly more than if I have to fix something, than if they would have done it right the first time, okay? So keep that in mind, Peace. Peace and anyone else, even though we are located in Fort Lauderdale in Florida, we help clients everywhere. It doesn't matter where you guys are located. We have clients in every single state, including Guam, okay? And clients in, I think, 120 something countries at this point, okay? I lost track. So give us a call. My info is in the bio, or also 954-466-0070. I'll put it in the chat. Let's see. Mohammed, I'm a green card holder. Can I invite my brother or father as permanent resident? Father, no, you cannot. No. Go to Visa Bulletin, and it will tell you exactly the categories that you can sponsor. Any idea how long is the wait for the interview at the US Embassy in El Salvador? For what kind of visa? Tourist visa could be anywhere between 7 days and 365. Green card, it really depends on how long have you been already documentarily qualified at NVC, okay? Okay, 007. Connie, you helped me get my green card through employment. You are so amazing. Oh, thank you. It would be nice if I would know your name, but if I don't, I'm sorry. But thank you. Thanks. I came to the US. Oh, that makes me feel so good. See, guys, I really do care about every single one of our clients. You guys don't understand. Anyway, I came to the US 2 years ago. I met someone. I'm back now, and I'm really in love. Where can I get married? You can get married in wherever she or he is residing. You can get married in any state that allows you to get married without living there. You can go to Vegas, okay? And just get married. Now, it really depends on how you came back in the country. How were you here previously in the country? What kind of visas did you have? And that will determine, can you apply in the United States, or you can apply abroad. Moreno, I do have driver's license. Good. If you have driver's license, you can enter the military base. Just be very careful, okay? Oh, hi, Elizabeth. Oh, you were the one. Thank you so much. Thank you. I haven't heard back from that person. I had a consultation with the person you referred to me, and the one that wanted to get married back in your country. I'm not going to say that here. And I haven't heard from them since, but thank you so much for thinking of us. I hope I can help her. Thanks. Nafi, how long it take to get your green card? By the way, Elizabeth, we still need to meet for that coffee, okay? Awesome. How long will it take to get your green card if you marry a US citizen? So that depends, guys. Let me explain a little bit about that, how that works, okay? So the cleanest case, okay? Entered with a visa, you didn't overstay much, you're here still in status, you married a US citizen, and then they decided to petition for you and for you to apply for your permanent residency. Everybody's like, I have just one question. Why do I need to schedule a consultation just for that one question? Because for me to be able to answer a simple question as to how long it's going to take to get your green card, I need to ask you about 100 questions, okay? So it really, really, really does take a lot of thinking and effort and time for me to do that. So let's say you have a clean case and you live in San Francisco, all right? Your case could be taking 4 to 6 years. If you live in New York, it may be taking only 2.5. You live in Florida, as of right now, for example, and that's based on a couple of cases that I have pending, okay? You live in Florida, you could get the green card without an interview in 3 or 6 months. So it really depends. Every single case is different. Now, let's say your case is not exactly 100% squeak clean, right? Let's say you entered with a visa, but you overstayed. Then you decided to also work for cash, but you're not marrying a US citizen, you're marrying a green card holder, totally different. Let's say you have some traffic tickets, or you worked without a permit and you got caught, or you had a possession of marijuana, or you decided to beat up somebody one day. I don't know. I've seen them all, by the way. So if you do that, that obviously complicates and how long your case is going to take, and it's going to take so much longer, okay? So you do not know until you meet with an experienced immigration attorney, you go over everything that is in your history, any concerns you have, and then at that strategy session, hopefully your lawyer will discuss with you options, pros and cons, what you should be doing next, and so on, okay? Now, not every consultation is the same, and I know there are law firms out there where you do not meet with the attorney, okay? So keep that in mind. All right, let's see. When does the new law start? I don't know. I've been waiting for 8 months for the interview for I-130 for my wife. You are going to get, okay, I-130 for your wife. I'm assuming your wife is still in the United States. If she is in the United States, why is only the I-130? Did you do a 485? Did she enter it illegally? What's going on there? Okay. I don't have enough information. Okay. And 8 months, not a long time for anything that requires an interview. Now, if you're talking about an interview and you filed I-130 and you're just waiting and she's still outside the United States, it's not an interview you're waiting for, it's other things. Nabaraj, SIJ. What about SIJ? Tell me more. Hi, Stephen. Okay. Jolie, can you go visit your home country after you became US citizens through asylum? After citizenship, yes. Not before. Not before. Yes, you can. Should you? Not really. I wouldn't, but you can. Okay. What does green card production failed means? Ooh, I have not seen that in a long, long time. Okay, so card production, was the card production for a work permit or for permanent residency? Okay, what you want to do, okay, if you have a case status that says was approved, card was being produced, and then you see that the card production failed, you want to get in touch with USCIS and ask them to restart the process. You want them to reproduce the card, okay? Make sure they did not rescind, basically take away the approval. Okay, so just make sure. Nabaraj, I am under 18. I am from Nepal and I will apply SIJS case. What happens? Okay, so first, you're under 18. That's good. You are in the United States, I'm assuming. How will you know you will apply under SIJ? How will you know that? Hold on, I skipped a bunch of questions. No, I didn't skip. My screen just went. Oops. Okay. So hold on. Oh boy, I missed a bunch. I'll get back to you all. All right, so Nabaraj, I'm under 18, got it from Nepal. I will apply SIJS. What happens? If you're talking SIJS, I'm hoping and praying to God that you hired an attorney and you don't have just somebody down the street who's also doing taxes and eyelashes, okay? Doing your immigration case. Because if you're hiring a lawyer, they will tell you exactly what's going to happen next in your case, okay? You cannot even apply, okay, if you don't have the predicate order from the family court in your state. I don't know where you live right now. Your lawyer needs to get that order first before they apply for SIJ for you. And depends on how close you are to the age of 18, you could be timing out depending on your case or state of residency. For example, in Florida, you can only do SIJ until the day you turn 18. In other states, you could do it until you turn 21, okay? Now, if you're running out of age and you didn't, you're getting to be too old, you're getting to be 18 and you haven't done it, then what? You can't play with that. That's not something you can play with. And also, I want all of you to understand on SIJ, everybody was like, oh, I want SIJ. There are pros and cons to that as well, okay? You could be here and you're thinking, this is the only chance I can get my family in the United States. I need to do it. Well, guess what? Under SIJ, if you get approved, you can never sponsor a family member. Okay? So keep those things in mind. I passed my naturalization in January, the test, and then I had an arrest. Still no news. Did you have an arrest before your naturalization test? Or did you have the arrest after the naturalization? Okay? Give us some information on that, okay? If you had it before you applied or before your test, you should have disclosed the arrest to the officer. If you disclosed, then it depends on the crime. If you didn't disclose, then you committed fraud and misrepresentation, then we'll need to look at other things and see if that can be overcome before the case is moving on, okay? Give us a call, okay? Let's see if we can help you out with that. 954-466-0070, or you can find our website from a profile and just go there and book a legal strategy session, okay? Now, Baraj, SIJ, I said it could take anywhere between 9 months to get the predicate order in family court, okay? And maybe another few years after that. Quelline, I've been waiting for 5 months for the interview for my husband. He is abroad. Yes. When was he documentarily qualified? Okay. What country? Because I can't read flags on my tiny little screen. I'm sorry. I'm assuming Pakistan? I can't read. It could be Colombia? Don't know. Anyway, it's not Colombia. So, hi, Stephen. I'm a recruiter. Is there any way we can talk? Ask me your question, okay? All right. Love more. Any idea of how long it will take for my fiance to get an interview? No, because every consulate is different. There are consulates that are not even processing fiance visas right now. Every consulate is totally different. And until you know that they are actually in line for an interview at the consulate, they might not even be in line yet, okay? So if the I-129F was approved, if your case is at the National Visa Center, you are just waiting there. Make sure you do not need to do something in order to trigger that interview. Some consulates, you need to wait for their email. In other places, you actually need to go ahead and schedule it yourself, and you would not know, okay? Give us a call. Again, 954-466-0070, or hire another immigration attorney that you trust, okay? And let's see what we can do about it. Hi, Jose. I have a work authorization. I want to know what steps to take to get my citizenship. So, question number one. What is the code for your work authorization? How did you get your work authorization? Okay. I do not know how you got it. I do not know based on that, because here's the thing. If you got the work authorization based on T visa or U visa, you will eventually get to that. They will eventually approve your green card. And after you get your green card, you have to wait, depending, 3 or 5 years before you can apply for naturalization. So it really depends. Under what category did you get your work authorization? Okay, give me more information and maybe I can help. And when I get to your response, hopefully I didn't skip it. Okay. When are applications being taken for spouse or parole in place? We do not know. As soon as they are going to announce in the Federal Register, we're going to make an announcement and we're going to go live and say it. We still expect, unfortunately, that there may be an injunction in place, that there may be something that prevents this from going forward. It's not sure, but you do not know for sure if that's the only option you have. Okay, so you may have other options, okay, that you don't know about. Why don't you call an immigration attorney to get started on that? Oh, hi. So Haiti, absolutely. Yep. Embassy in Haiti is absolutely closed. No options. No options. It really depends for what kind of visa. Okay. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, if your green card got approved, you received notice, green card has not yet been produced, it's been 35 days. I would contact USCIS and say, it was approved. Where is my card? It should not take that long. Okay. Usually we do wait. I mean, we wait about 30 days and then we contact USCIS and then we give them 30 days to act on it. And if not, we contact them again. Okay. So I would contact the day 30, which is right now for you, or wait another 30 days and do it again. Okay. Now, Baraj, I addressed all your SIJ questions. I'm under asylum and want to get married to my love, and he is a US citizen. Okay, if you are in the United States, you already applied for asylum. Is your case with the asylum office? Is your case at the removal order? At the removal court? Okay, so it's an immigration court and you're pending removal, basically another opportunity for you to present your asylum case. If he is a US citizen, you can absolutely go ahead and get married. And the processes after that, we can help you with. Okay. At some point, you're going to have to eventually withdraw your asylum application or terminate the proceeding in court. Okay. Sora, I came 2013 on a K3 visa. The marriage didn't work. I have no papers since then. Can I get my green card? Sadly, no. The only way for you to get the green card is by leaving the United States and getting another green card at the consulate, okay? We see this all the time with children of fiancés, okay? The 90-day rule, is it a must before getting married? The 90-day rule is really not in effect anymore, but it really depends whether you should get married or not before your 90-day period. That's a decision you should make with your immigration attorney. Guys, most of these questions, seriously, I'm happy to address as many as I can, but you guys need to present your personal only you know those facts. Don't put them on a public forum, okay? Contact an immigration attorney. Pay whatever they want for a consultation or a legal strategy session and present all your facts. Don't lie about anything and have them give you advice, okay? I have people who ask me all the time, should I wait the 60 to 90 days before I get married? Well, it depends. For me to answer a question like that, I really need to spend 30 minutes, 45 minutes just to ask you questions to be able to give you the right answer that will not hurt you in long term. Okay? I have a 2-year rule on my J1. I will need to submit waiver. Can I file my 485 while waiting? No, you need to wait for the waiver to be approved. My 601A was just denied today. Oh boy. And it took them what? How long did it take them? 4 years? 601A, it's horrible. They just denied it. Can I still apply for the PIP? Yes, as soon as PIP is available. Right now, PIP is not yet available, okay? Let's see why it was denied, or talk to your immigration attorney, okay? Seriously, you filed a 601A, you probably did have an immigration attorney. If you didn't, well, maybe you should have. Contact an immigration attorney or give us a call and let's look at that, okay? How can you get your kids in America if you're not straight? What's the problem? There is no issue with you being straight or not straight to get your kids into the United States. Shika, we can help you. Give us a call, all right? Nafi, I came with a visa. I overstay and married you are one of the first. You're the first one who asked the question. So good job. I came with a visa. I overstay, marry a U.S. citizen. We have a child together. If no criminal issues, nothing else, you should have no issues. If you want us to review your case or talk options, give us a call, but no issues. So how long it's going to take depends on where you live, okay? Austin, yes, I just addressed that question. Magdaleno, I couldn't do my I-90 online, so I did it on paper. How long does it take to get a receipt? Let me tell you, it's funny you asked that. If you couldn't do it on paper, I don't know why. But if you couldn't do it online, I don't know why. But there are reasons some people cannot, okay? We did one on paper for a client, and I still don't have a receipt, and it's been almost 2 months. 2 months, okay? So it's not you. It really isn't you. Okay, let me get back because I missed a bunch. All right, I think I'm all caught up. Yeah, there you go. Does the new law cover undocumented parents? No, and it's not a new law. It's a presidential order. It's not a new law. How many months does it take to get a work permit after you apply? Depends on your category. Let's say you have an asylum pending, you passed your 150 days. We applied for a couple of clients 2 weeks ago, and they already have the work permits in their hands. There are people who we applied a year and a half ago, no joke, okay, totally different categories, and they are still waiting. I don't know enough about your case. F2B processing time, it's been 7 years. I don't know your country, but you know how to look at the visa bulletin? Just Google visa bulletin and go to F2B processing times, and it will tell you based on your country, okay? It will tell you how long you should be waiting, and it actually gives you the date of your receipt that you should be looking at, okay? Not as bad as you think. West Africa, African gal, no, you cannot. Amen. Okay, I'm an American citizen and I would like to change my name. What's the process? I don't know where you are physically located. Where do you live? In your particular jurisdiction, the rules may be different, but where we are, say, for example, in Florida, it's a very simple petition for name change in family court. Okay. Just look petition for name change in your particular city, state, and it should be able to give you the process. You may want to hire a lawyer to help you with that in your local court. Okay. Cases move quite fast on that. It's not a difficult process. You just need to show that you're not doing it to evade taxes. You're not doing it to escape bankruptcy or judgments. Okay, case is actively being reviewed by USCIS. Date changed twice, February 23, July 24. What does it mean? Nothing. It just means they moved it from one location to another. I filed I-130 for my husband in Jamaica to do the hurricane. My husband lost his house. How can I get him here? Can't do much. If I join my husband's asylum case, how long would it take to get the work permit for me? 180 days after you joined. What happens if the green card is denied? Do you automatically get deported? No, it's not an automatic deportation. So when your green card is denied, the USCIS needs to issue a notice to appear Okay, that's what's called, basically telling you to go to immigration court. So sometimes they do that, and then you wait for your case in court. Sometimes they don't do that at all. So you do not get automatic deportation. You might want, depending on the reason the green card was denied, you might want to reapply again if there was a mistake on it or something, or you might want to look at other options. You do not get automatically deported unless there are serious crimes that are mandatory detention, and then they'll just send you over, okay? Married to a US citizen, Thai, and I'm inside US with visa, should I apply for a green card now or later, and what? That is why you go and book a legal strategy session with an attorney. That right there, okay? Because when you're asking what your options are and how do I doing and how long it's going to take and what, that's when you need someone to educate you on the process, okay? But that is particular and specific to you, okay? Ayman, and do I have to inform immigration? No, you do not. Once you change your name, you're already a citizen. You don't need to. 10 years income tax could prove 10 years residence for parole. Maybe, depends on all the other documents that you would have to be able to prove for parole. We have started working with some clients in just starting to collect the documents for them, residence and proof, with the understanding that if this thing doesn't come to fruition, we still did the work. It is a lot of work, and just taxes will not be sufficient. I already addressed whether the law addresses parents of citizen children if they are undocumented. The new law doesn't address parents of citizen children. However, if your children are over the age of 21, you have other options, okay? If they are not the age of 21, then they need to wait until they are 21. This parole doesn't cover it. I applied 3 years ago for citizenship. I didn't get anything from USCIS. They say just wait. That's an issue. Okay, it really depends on your country. Where do you live? It depends where country you're from. Is your country considered a terrorist country? Is it on the watch list? I mean, there are so many different ways. Okay, let's see. I don't know. All of a sudden, I just skipped a bunch. Hold on. Okay, so I think if I skipped any, I'm sorry. I don't know. That one. So Farzan, I applied 3 years ago for citizenship. I didn't get anything from USCIS. They just say wait. You can sue the federal government if they haven't done anything and it's past the processing time. Give us a call, okay? Where are you located? Oh, Cesar Castañeda's following. Let's see. Yeah, talk to an immigration attorney, okay? Don't just sit on it. 3 years is way too long. Makes no sense. Do you have to inform the immigration? No. With the change, no, you don't. You are in Florida. Where in Florida, okay? Very simple in Florida. Susie Q, can I expedite my husband's I-130 to the hurricane? No, you can, but they have to approve the expedite, then they have to approve the petition, and then you still have to go through the National Visa Center, okay? And he's still gonna wait. You're not gonna get him here any faster. Okay, Kanchan, my son-in-law's case was approved. They said they are rescheduling soon, but still waiting for interview. I don't know what kind of case. All right, let's see. My cousin wants to get a work visa. How does that work? First, he needs to get a job offer from an employer, and then the employer needs to sponsor him. My husband's 601A got approved. What's next? Hi, Inez. Give us a call, okay? If his 601A got approved, okay, depending on his country, we may advise one way or another, and we need to look at everything else to see what his options are. Normally, after the 601 got approved, he should be able to go through with the national visa, with the NVC process, and then wait for his appointment at the consulate. Green card from marriage, asylum is pending. I want to renew home passport, not for home travel. Okay, so your question is what? You already have the green card, you already know what you need to do. What's the question? Danny Boy, how long it will take to get parole in place to be approved in this new parole in place? We don't know. We don't even know if it's going to pass. Have green card from marriage, I already addressed that. Is it true that if we graduate from US university, we will get a green card? Absolutely not. Is it faster to do fiancé case or marriage case abroad? It depends on your country, depends on your consulate, it depends on so many different factors, okay? In some cases, you can't even do fiancé, okay? Can grandfather file? No. Sabrina, I filed 751 and they just updated saying fingerprint applied. What does that mean? It means they already have your fingerprints, you are in processing, and now you're going to wait about 4 years, okay? Did you file the 751 joint with your spouse or did you file a waiver 751? If you filed joint, you may have other options. I did not meet the RFE hardship requirements and was denied 601A. Can I still apply for PIP? Maybe, maybe not. Based on this alone, maybe, but I don't know if you qualify for PIP based on their criteria for that. And it's been 1 year and 9 months since I put in the form. Nope. Okay. I heard you can write a letter to vouch for someone to enter the country. Sure, you can write a letter. Is that going to count for much? No. Can I file N400 if I have a 48 months green card extension? Depends. Are you still married and living with your spouse? And has your 751 been pending for over a year? If so, give me a call. I sent my application 3 months ago for green card by marriage. I haven't received anything. Okay, let's pay attention, okay? 3 months is a long time for them to receive it and not even send you receipts. I do have 2 applications we filed in May that I don't know where they are, okay? They do show delivered. So hopefully you submitted with the tracking number, okay? And hopefully it showed delivered. If it shows delivered, then you need to contact them and say, hey, where's my package? I didn't get any receipt. 3 months is a long time. Now, if you did submit, when you submitted that, if you submitted with your medical exam, you submitted with checks, you might want to wait because you don't want to have to redo some of that stuff. You don't want to stop payment on checks. It really depends. If you submitted that before your status expires, that may make a difference. What you should do or not do really depends on your particular case. And sometimes we say, don't do anything. And sometimes we say, let's get on the phone and get it done. So it really depends, okay? You might want to contact them. 3 months is a long time. You should have had at least receipts. Can you withdraw your 485 after it's been approved and sent for production? There is nothing to withdraw if a decision has been made. But why would you want to withdraw? Is Pakistan a terrorist country? I would have to check the list. I don't know. It changes all the time. Depends on who woke up on a bad side of the bed at the government. Okay. I honestly don't know. What kind of residency will my stepdaughter get once her I-130 and consular processing are completed? Are you a permanent resident? Well, no, you have to be a citizen to be able to do that. Well, depends. No, you don't. So it really depends. Okay. She will get a 2-year conditional residency. And when your spouse's conditional residency gets changed into permanent, so will hers. So it really depends when is she going to be processed and where in the timeline she's going to get the approval. When you file green card for your brother, do you have to pay application fee for him only or his dependent? It depends on the age of the dependents, but everybody has to pay the fee. Received my advance parole. Should I be concerned when entering back the States? Well, that's an excellent question. So thank you for that. Awesome question. Let me tell you why. Because this is what people don't understand. Okay. So, all right, let's start. You get your advance parole. You know who's issuing your advance parole? USCIS. USCIS is part of Homeland Security. Okay. USCIS will issue an advance parole that says this. Here is your permission to travel. If you are coming back to the United States, we will not consider your application abandoned if you have been outside the United States for a brief and casual visit. What does that mean? They say you can leave the United States. You can stay there for a week or so because it's brief and casual. Okay. However, when you come back, what does it say? If you come back into the United States, you know what it doesn't say on that paper? USCIS doesn't get to tell Immigration and Customs Enforcement, please let this guy in, okay, because he's got an application pending. Immigration at the airport, it's not the same immigration that's giving you the advance parole. You have to convince them to allow you back in the country. And if they don't like your face that day, you're not coming in. I tell each and every single one of my clients, I'll apply for you for your advance parole. God forbid you have an emergency. We will apply. We will get it. But I'm still going to tell you, and I'll make you sign in writing that I told you so. Do not travel on that advance parole unless I told you to travel because you need it. Okay? Otherwise, just don't. You need to understand the risk. So that is your concern when entering back the United States. Can my daughter, who's 22, vouch for me to get my citizenship? Yes, they can. Not vouch for you because that's a totally different process. And this assumes your daughter is a US citizen, okay? So if your daughter is a US citizen, have her give me a call, 954-466-0070, or follow the link in our bio, okay? And book a discovery call, book whatever you need to call, and let's see how we can help you out, okay? It's going to be a lot of questions. You may need to book a full strategy session, but yes, okay? Okay, hello, my case is dismissed. I don't know what case is dismissed. Criminal case, immigration case, court case. I filed USCIS and I want an early interview if you have any solution. Not on these facts. I don't have enough information. How long the biometric come after applying for VAWA? It could be 3 to 6 months. I get I-130. What I have, can I get visa for my wife? I do not know what you have. Will NVC send us the consular appointment on their own, or do we have to file more paperwork? It depends on where you are in the process. If you are fully documentarily qualified, when the interview is scheduled, then yes, they are going to send you an interview. Depending on the case type and the consulate, you may actually have to file more paperwork, or you may actually have to go ahead and file the interview for yourself. Every case is different. Guys, think about the number of permutations and computations and combinations are there between 186 different visa types, okay? 100 and let's say 200 countries. Think about how many possible combinations. And then think about that there are no two people on this earth whose situation is the same. Think about that, okay? So to you guys, it's all, to most people, okay? I was in your shoes. It took me 16 years to get my own papers, 16. I wasn't documented. I've been there, done that, okay? You do not know what you don't know. Like I didn't know. I had no clue. There is so much I had no idea, my God, okay? But now that I know better, that's my mission. That's my mission, is to help as many people as possible not go through the same thing I did. I literally was stuck. My life was stuck. I was stuck for years, okay? So please, book consult with an immigration attorney. You don't want to book with me, that's fine. Book with an immigration attorney and talk to them. Out of status case, I'm an RN. Can an employer sponsor me for adjustment of status? If you're out of status, no. Okay? Because you would need, at some point in the process, you will need a waiver for your unlawful presence in the United States. And without the proper relationships, you will not be able to get that waiver. Now, if you have that relationship, then you do not need an employer to sponsor you because that person can sponsor you. I filed a K visa. It was approved. How can he get a green card without being married? Cannot. You filed a fiancé visa. Once they get that visa, they need to enter the United States, and you guys must get married in those first 90 days. If you do not get married to your fiancé after they enter the United States, they must leave the country. Otherwise, they are never, ever, ever going to be able to get a green card. How long does it take to do I-212 waiver processing time? Over a year. If a person overstays their visitor visa while on a sibling petition, will they be granted? No. I'm joining the Marines. How long is the process, or how would it work for my parents to get papers? How long? What is your immigration status? Are you a US citizen already? Are you just a permanent resident and joining now? Because if you are joining now, even before you finish your basic training, you can become a US citizen. And as soon as you are a US citizen, you can petition for your parents. How long it's going to take and how that works depends on, are they here, are they there, and all that. Okay. If you are on orders and you cannot fill out paperwork for them, then you could have a problem. It's going to take longer. When spouse's application is done and you've been married more than 2 years, stepchild would convert to permanent resident then? No, does not exactly work like that. When they sponsor the spouse, they should also sponsor the child. Okay. If they have conditional residency, let's say the spouse and the child both got conditional residency, they both have to apply for the removal of those conditions. Okay. So I'll address a few more questions. I've been talking way longer than normal, over an hour, and I am exhausted. So let's see. A few more questions, just a few. So you may want to stop your questions because I'm not going to address too many more. EB3 visa green card for a European citizen. European from where? It really depends. And EB3 based on what category, skilled or unskilled. Okay. We need to know a lot more information. Lauren, what's a household income bracket of 6 people for certain visas? Well, it depends on the kind of visa. There is no income bracket for a family of 6 unless it's a family petition. Okay. And are you being the only sponsor, the joint sponsor? What's going on? Santiago, common law marriage for adjustment of status. It's okay depending on where you are in the United States. Okay, depending on your state. Let's say you're in Oklahoma. Common law marriage is fine. Let me tell you, if you're in a common law marriage, just get married. Go get the license so you will not have an immigration issue. Okay, just go get married. We are located in Florida. DACA and advanced parole. See, that's a question, Santiago. Yeah, I want you to travel. I want you to get the advanced parole if you can get it. But I can't give you proper advice and say yes or no until I review your entire immigration, criminal history, entry history, and all that, and see if it's even worth the risk. Okay? I'm a citizen. Can I adopt my 16 years old boy's nephew in Philippines? My advice to you would be absolutely not, but talk to an immigration attorney who specializes in international adoptions. You have to follow Hague procedures. It's very complicated. You actually have to live with the child for 2 years before you can bring them in. It's not as easy as you think, okay? When is PIP going to start? Your guess is just as good as mine. I wish I worked for Biden to know, but I don't. Okay, so I apply for both at the same time. Her app will go through faster than his. That's fine. First conditional, perm. Yes. So when they'll both be getting the conditional. And then when you are applying for removal of conditions, both of them need to apply. It's not automatic. If someone has a marriage protection status, can you give them the gray card? First, I don't know what gray card is. I'm assuming you mean green card. And there is no such thing as marriage protection status. There is no such thing. Being married to a US citizen grants you 0. My wife divorced me after 10 years green card. When can I file for my citizenship? Well, yeah, talk to an immigration attorney. Not as easy as you think, okay? Talk to an immigration attorney. Give us a call, guys. My pleasure. I hope oh, good. So on that note, I can't address any more seriously. I've been talking for an entire hour. I'll do this again. I think I'm on schedule for Tuesday at about the same time. Okay, so thank you. And thanks for joining me. Thanks for asking all these questions. These are all very valid questions. Okay, keep in mind, you don't know what you don't know. Talk to a lawyer, okay? Awesome. Bye, guys.